It's Entertainment Schmig.
Woo! So much to get to in the Grammy edition of Entertainment Schmig. And as far as the big winner of the night, it seemed like there were lots of big winners. The Grammys pretty evenly spread, but Kendrick Lamar did walk away with 5 Grammys last night. He had the most nominations going into last night's awards. Didn't win any of the big 4, though, although he did share a Grammy with Taylor Swift for their video for Bad Blood. Taylor Swift ended up winning Album of the Year for 1989 and Record, Song, and Best New Artist. Record of the Year went to Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. Ed Sheeran won for Song of the Year. That's for the songwriter. So it was Ed and his friend Amy. That was a sweet story, too, where she just kind of needed a songwriting credit. She was having trouble making rent. So, and they've known each other for a long time. He sat down one night, wrote this song with her, and now, you know.
She's up on stage.
Yeah.
But she got cut off.
She did get cut off for the tribute to Glenn Frey. But the cool thing was that was Ed's first Grammy. He talked about how his parents come every year, and they're like, well, maybe you'll win next year. And they shot to his parents in the crowd. That was really sweet.
Oh, yeah.
And another sweet child-parent moment. Meghan Trainor brought her
And her
dad.
yeah.
That was her date to the Grammys, and she ended up winning Best New Artist. And she had a tearful acceptance speech.
I have to thank L.A. Reid for looking at me like an artist instead of just a songwriter. Thank you, L.A. Reid and Epic Records. I love you so much. Thank you, Adam Factory and Troy Carter for managing me, and my mom and dad for always believing in me, and Charm LaDonna for making me an artist. I'm a mess. I have to go cry. Thank you to the Grammys. I love you so much. Thank you.
Hey, Glendale, you made her a star. Am I right?
By the way, I like her hair dark.
Yeah, it looked really good. And she was really sweet on the tribute to Lionel Richie. I don't think she could, since she had vocal cord surgery last year.
She couldn't belt it.
I don't think she could belt like Demi Lovato. But man, Demi Lovato was like the highlight from the Lionel
really
Richie.
was.
My son came in earlier that day and said, Demi Lovato is singing Hello. And I was thinking, that doesn't sound right. Oh, wait, different Hello. They kept shooting back to Lionel Richie, who was like, yeah. He said she killed it.
I enjoyed it when they showed the crowd and people don't know the words to these songs.
And they start out and then they
Yeah, right.
It's like me in the car with Kim. You don't know any of this.
I loved during the Lionel Richie tribute, Dave Grohl's rocking out with a red Solo cup. And
He's
my
great.
husband was like, God, I just love him even more. Dancing to Lionel Richie in the
And
audience.
apparently he sang the night before a Lionel Richie song at the, was it?
Music Cares event, the Clive Davis party that they do every year. And of course, the big story was all the shots of Gloria Loring in the front row.
Was she?
She was her son, Robin Thicke. She was his date. Yeah. And they kept cutting there was lots of Gloria Loring
Really?
FaceTime at the Grammys. No, the big story was Adele. Originally, we thought her record label said this. She was going to sing When We Were Young.
Why?
She did not. She sang a different song. And from the beginning, about 10 seconds in, the sound cut out, which was odd, which I think had something to do with the fact that she was not hitting the notes.
All I ask is if this is my last night with you.
A little flat there.
Hold me like I'm more than just a friend.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
It
was
wasn't terrible, but there were little parts where I was like, ooh.
The microphone
Dare I
fell.
say, was a little pitchy.
The microphone fell in the piano. That's what happened.
That was that guitar noise.
Yeah, and it was rattling the whole time, which I think
Kind
totally
of threw her off.
screwed her up.
You could tell she was a little,
It may be me, but I think that Adele gets a little nervous performing in front of a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And a big nationwide or worldwide audience.
And they didn't have her up on the stage. She was in that middle
light was
thing.
weird,
She had
too.
backlighting. The whole thing was a little
Do you know what's so funny? I told Courtney this morning, how would we like it if every show there were people, judging each show on its performance.
Oh.
I know.
It'd be horrible.
I know. Kevin said that someone sent us audio of Adele with dogs howling in the background. Knock it off.
Come on now.
I mean, seriously. And, same goes
I'm
with
sorry, I thought it was funny at the time.
Taylor Swift's acceptance speech. She's had enough, too, of the critics, namely Kanye West, and the lyrics in his song that came out last week talking about how he made that be famous.
And by the way, did you see his performance on SNL?
It was awful.
And they didn't bleep anything. There were lots
How does he
of
not win
F-bombs.
a best comedy album is beyond me.
When we were watching his
awful.
SNL performance, I said, this could still be a skit. Let's watch for a little bit longer.
I did
And
the
then when
same.
I realized it was for real, we hit the fast forward button.
Oh, he's
But
horrible.
Here's Taylor Swift's not so subtle jab at Kanye's lyrics.
And as the first woman to win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice, I want to say to all the young women out there, there are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame. But if you just focus on the work and you don't let those people sidetrack you, someday when you get where you're going, you'll look around and you will know that it was you and the people who love you who put you there. And that will be the greatest feeling in the world. Thank you for
Nice.
this moment.
Yeah.
Class.
You know, she was like holding back. When you talk like this and you keep taking your breath, you just want to scream something mean at Kanye.
Yeah, right. By the way, her Bob, very cute, too.
That was the theme. The Gloria Loring and the Bob. All the girls with the Bob.
They had the Bob.
Yeah. That's
You know what? I can't believe that one thing that Meghan Trainor, when she was, crying during her acceptance speech, somehow she didn't fit in a, yeah.
This is dope.
Yeah.
That's Entertainment Schmig. More at 8:40 and online at y98.com.